Hello, and welcome back to A Novel Show, the spoiler-free book review show done with absolutely minimalist technology, including lights and microphones and cameras, and that's totally an artistic choice, I promise you. So today I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite books, a total classic, Watership Down, and this book is going to come with my highest recommendation, and I'll tell you a little bit about it, but it's going to probably be even less than normal because I don't want to spoil anything in this book. It is such a trip. It's such a journey. So, when I was a young man, used to go to Holly Cook booksellers after school and just hang out there for about an hour and a half waiting for my mom to pick me up. I was a latchkey kid, but I was surrounded by books, which of course has scarred me for life, obviously. But I would always see this book cover and I'd be like, yeah, cute little rabbit book. Nah, 10-year-old boys aren't into that. I want books with guys like the Death Stalker books by Simon R. Green. Guys jumping into battle with a laser gun in one hand and a sword in the other, or giant monsters or things like that. Well, later on, when I was in high school, trying to branch out a little bit and actually read some classics for once, and this book kept being recommended by different people, different book lists. This is back in the early days of the internet, so kind of the internet. That's how old I am. But I remember I was looking through the library again, or maybe a bookseller probably again, and I saw this book again, and I looked at the back, and there's a quote back here by the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, and this quote really was what convinced me to read the book. So hey, quotes, good job. It says, "Sheer adventure. Once snared, you'll be gripped uncompromisingly by a master teller of tales. You'll not recall nobler heroes than the rabbit seeking happiness on Watership Down." And that is totally true. If you like fiction, if you like, even as a passive interest, adventure books, you have to read this. That's it. It's a pretty big book because this is not a book for kids. It doesn't matter if it's about talking rabbits. That's like dismissing Animal Farm because it's about talking animals like it's a kid's book, and we all know that super duper isn't. But this book is a hardcore, exciting, expansive adventure story. And my favorite thing about the book was it got into like rabbit mythology. In other words, they have their own society, they have their own religion basically, and culture and beliefs, and learning about the rabbit kind of god. He's more like a trickster spirit really, but how his own mischief caused rabbits to be gifted and cursed with their quickness and big feet and long ears, but also no claws, nothing that kind of stuff. It's just so fascinating to me. I loved reading about that in the book. I always thought that was really interesting. This is a world-building adventure book, a lot like Lord of the Rings stuff. Of course, it's not on the level of the Silmarillion, because, what is. But this is up there, though. It builds a complete, livable kind of world for these rabbits to inhabit. For the characters, your favorite characters are probably going to be our core group of adventurers, like Bigwig, kind of the warrior rabbit, Hazel and Fiver, some of the leaders of the rabbits. And this is a book where sometimes characters die, and not heroic deaths, because it's from a rabbit's point of view. Predators are so terrifying, of course, when it's from their point of view. It's a pretty intense book, and it really is. Reading this is a lot like the first time you read maybe Lord of the Rings. It's that adventurous spirit where you get to know these characters on their journey, you get to care about them, and you want to see them succeed through all this arduous obstacles and everything. It's a wonderful hero's journey book, basically. And for the themes in here, I would really kind of focus on perseverance, I think is a big one. This book has all kinds of times when any person would have given up facing what these rabbits face. And also, I say another big theme is the importance of home, of belonging somewhere. And that's, of course, themes are universal. All teenagers or college students or middle schoolers understand that, and adults do too. The idea of you feel like you need a place to belong, a place that's really home, that sort of feeling, that safety. And so that's another big one in there too. So this book comes with my highest recommendation. Like I said, if you like fiction, if you like adventure stories at least a little bit, read this book. That's it. End of sentence. So just a few things real quick to wind down the video, and hopefully it's not too long. I actually try and make these videos as short as I can to not waste too much of your time. Who cares about the YouTube algorithm, whatever. So today, tell you a little bit about what I'm wearing, because a lot of times I wear stuff that maybe is a little bit unique or different, and people might not know about it. So you probably don't know what this symbol is. No, I'm just kidding. my workout jacket kind of thing right here. I actually bought this in a Vietnamese dollar thrifty kind of shop in the Czech Republic, back when I used to live there. And the brand is like Epipistus or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to take it off to see, and it's not that kind of show, and because of quarantine, you wouldn't want me to take my shirt off anyway. But it's a fantastic running jacket. So it has all these zippers and stuff, because it's made for Asians. It's pretty small and tight on me, but that's good for running. So I always pretty much bust this out, and then when it gets to smelling too bad, then I wash it. So just a quick thing, every so often, if I remember, I'll tell you guys about some of the books I'm reading right now. I read more than one book at once, but here's some of them. So this one, 101 science fiction stories. I read on this every so often. I'm still not even halfway done. This is such a fun, quick, straight to the point science fiction stories. Actually, the last year's NaNoWriMo, the National Novel Writing Month, instead of writing a regular book, I just wrote my own collection of really short, bite-sized science fiction stories. I even called it that too, bite-sized sci-fi, because I'm just so clever like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Blah, 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 typical end of YouTube video stuff. And make sure you get your reading done, because this is a great time to do it. Unfortunately, there's not a whole ton else to do. But read some good books out there. If you want to comment or suggest things down below, please do. And I will see you all again for another book review. Take care.